we are streaming.
Okay.
So we'll do the usual thing, right, Raz, where we kind of just we've already verified the stream that we can hear with the test stream, but let everyone else let us know too
Yep.
that they can hear us fine.
Let's see. Yeah.
Just gonna open up the chat window.
I have the chat window here. Let's see. I cannot see how many people joined. So this is something that I'm not able to find out. Can you see this on YouTube?
Yeah, should be able to see it. I mean, just go into the actual.
I can see that people are starting to join. Okay. Split.
Yep, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it seems like it's all kind of fine from our side. But yeah, can we just to call out again, someone just let us know if you can hear us okay. From our side, we did test stream and we could hear ourselves and see ourselves fine, but just, you never know. Sometimes between streaming sessions on OBS, something changes,
Yeah, so can you tell us if you hear us, if you can see us well? I can see that some people already started joining, so I think we're ready to go.
Yeah,
okay.
Cool. Someone just said they can hear us. Perfect.
Yep. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our, hopefully, I think I can probably say for sure, last day maybe before launch.
Or we might do another one just before launch, I guess.
Okay, yeah, depending on what updates we have. But yeah, thank you so much everyone for joining. It's a pleasure having here Garth, the creative director of Wonderman. I am Razvan. I'm the gatekeeper, the community manager. I don't know if you could see, but I'm on the rooftops of the village, just keeping people from trespassing. So that's why I call myself the gatekeeper. And yeah, we are here with Garth, 16th of June, ready to host the AMA and answer your questions. So yeah, before we start, we have a thing to do. So we have to agree to do. Shout out to Emily and Rosalie. They are huge fans of the project. Alexius just let us know that they would be excited to hear their names here. So we're more than happy to do this.
Hello, Emily and Rosalie.
Yeah, I think so. I think you should be the one to answer this. So they also asked if Wonderman will ever get a Wonder Woman on his side.
Oh, a little bit of romance in Wonderman Nation. Potentially, yeah. I mean, let's say if Wonder Woman is interested and she wants to, go out for a date, then they should they could have a chat and see if they can make that happen.
See if they hit it off. Yeah.
Never say never. Yeah. maybe for Valentine's Day. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, they will have plenty of time to get to know each other, and maybe on Valentine's, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
They can reveal their relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how are you, Garth?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I was a bit unwell last time, but I'm mostly fully recovered now, I think. So, thank you for asking. Yeah, how are you going?
Yeah, the same as you were last live gameplay. It seems that you recovered, and I'm not in the best mood. But yeah, I was discussing with the people on the group, telling them that hopefully I wouldn't catch a cold, but here I am, colder than ever. But yeah, I'm still standing. So
Cool. Well, thanks for doing this while you're not feeling too great. Appreciate it.
yeah, no problem. I mean, it's my pleasure. I'm actually, I was excited to meet with you today and answer the community questions and find out more updates about what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
So this being said, can you please tell us more?
Yeah, some updates. I mean, before we dive into the questions, or
yeah.
Cool. All right, so I think again, I kind of was like slightly unwell last time, so I can't remember exactly what I said, but I'm pretty sure I said that based on where we're at right now in our current schedule, we have just a few little tasks to finish off. So we have that finishing in 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, we expect to have our release candidate done. We do have a few little things we wanted to add to that as well, but that sort of aside, once we have that release candidate done, the next part sort of is getting that all in pavilion and getting everything kind of ready. So getting the creatures kind of loaded up and getting things minted and getting like the land packages, because when people get their creatures, they'll be getting like a land package and these chieftain totem things, even if you can't use the land, because that's kind of relates to the village. We want to make sure we give out all of those NFTs to start. So all of those things around like, just getting the NFTs done, getting them preloaded, making sure that when people buy, it kind of auto generates those things and auto sort of populates people's accounts. Getting things wrapped up with the Wonder and Nectar tokens. So right now, well, up until now, we've only had that available on BSC, not on the Phantasma network. So and Nectar hasn't been released yet. So just getting Wonder and Nectar on the Phantasma network released to everyone. Seeking some things up with the BSC contracts, because we did that just because Phantasma went down before our launch. That wasn't our expectation, obviously. So we need to do some reconciliation. So anyone who got their tokens like claimed on BSC, they get them removed from the Phantasma site before we do that token launch. So there's a few little kind of cleanup things, get ready for Pavilion. So that amount of work is around 4 weeks. That's kind of our estimation at the moment. So 2 weeks to finish the game, and then 4 weeks to get everything kind of like reconciled and get all the tokens kind of prepared and all the items prepared. And in that time, like while we're doing that sort of like last 4 weeks preparation before launch on Pavilion, we do have a few little things we want to add to the client, which is just some like less kind of feature creep, more just like some art polish and some things to kind of like sexy it up a bit here and there, and polish some animations, and it's kind of like some little like lo-fi like things. So not anything that would like break a build, but things that would just make it look nicer. So
okay, great.
So so all that said, so 2 weeks plus 4 weeks, that's our current estimation.
So we don't have a specific date, but we have an estimation, guys. This is big. Get excited, because I think in about 6 weeks everyone will be able to play and enjoy the game. So yeah, that's big news. Thank you for sharing this.
Yeah, you're welcome. And not everyone. Let's kind of be sure, like the 1K NFT holders initially. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
But soon after.
Yeah.
Shortly after, everyone will be able to play as well. I have questions regarding the Wonderman tokens, because I've had some questions over the Telegram from people who told me that they weren't able to claim their tokens, but they pressed claim there. So is this the case where some Wonder weren't delivered, and I think they were claiming on PC Scan, BSC chain? Will those be delivered at launch as well?
So with that BSC claim button, everything we had before that Phantasma issue was all automated. So those tokens would have been delivered on Phantasma just on schedule, just an automated thing. But we stopped that process when that problem happened, and then the BSC thing was just like a quick like hack basically that we put in, just so that we could actually start getting tokens out for everyone who wanted them. So that's like a partly manual process. So after you push that claim button, that then goes into like a database that we have to like pull down, and then reconcile with previous databases essentially. So we don't run that like every day because that's just a pain in the butt. So so what we've done is, because I know there are a few people who have hit that claim button, because I've had a few people reach out to me to say they haven't got their tokens yet either. So we've actually just now, as of like a couple of days ago, turned off that button. So if you go to claim now, it'll just say like I don't know if we put a message in there yet. Hopefully there's a message saying claims are turned off for BSC. Or it just might say network error. I haven't tested it myself. But what I'll be doing is, now that we've kind of turned that off, I'll be able to like go through, get all of the claims, remove the claims that I've already delivered tokens to, and then have that sort of final amount who have claimed but haven't received it, and I'll send the tokens.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great, thank you so much.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear to see the final version, and I'm excited to play with the other guys that are raiding with me on Telegram. Thank you guys for your patience. It's been a pleasure chatting with you every day and finding out more about, because what I like, and in fact I love it, we are not discussing about the game only, we are having friendly chats and they about day-to-day stuff. I'm feeling like we're kind of a couple of old friends just chatting, instead of like someone who is taking care of someone, a community or stuff like that. This is being really engaging, and I'm really enjoying chatting with them on Telegram. So thank you guys. Do you have anything else to share in terms of updates, developments that you'd like to share with us today?
I don't know, maybe a little exciting thing was, as I mentioned, we have some sort of art polish stuff that we wanted to do, which I shared with you just before the chat, but we agreed to kind of keep that on the download to make it a bit more of a surprise for later. But the artist for that, Gerardo, who's in our pitch deck, that guy, the Mexican guy, he lives in New Zealand. He's talking about coming over to Melbourne to work with us to finish off those final things. I've worked with him in person in Sydney before on another project, so we've known each other for like over 10 years, I think now. So yeah, even though we're working remotely, we're still close. But yeah, it'd be like lovely to have him in the studio. So I don't know. So that's exciting for us. I don't know if it's exciting for other people, but like to have our good friend and one of our key artists for the project like working in house with us for that last little push to get the project released to everybody is pretty exciting.
Of course, sounds good. I mean, you could share a photo with them, with the whole team after you finish up everything. You wrap everything up.
Yeah,
maybe
for sure.
That could be like the go-to. So when everything is done, bam, and we see the image on Telegram group, we know that ooh, it's about to start.
Yeah. It just kind of made me think like it's Gerardo is such a fantastic artist that he's almost like whenever we've done parties and I've had other friends around, he's kind of like, I don't know, how do I put this? He's almost like a party trick. He's such an amazing, prolific artist. Like, we've done things before where people had like, I don't know what we were doing. We had like takeaway cups. I don't know if it was for whatever party, and he had like his marker pen, and he would just like draw characters on everyone's cup, and everyone was like lining up to get like the caricature done. Like he's so prolific. So we might do even nice. It's like really fun to watch. Yeah, like he's a guy you don't want to play Pictionary against. It's just unless you just want to get destroyed and have a laugh and watch his amazing art. Anyway, yeah, it might be fun for us to do like a video of him in the office as well, like sort of like capture those like that final week and get a bit of an insight into like the workings of Wonderman.
Yeah, that would be exciting, and it would give me as well, because I've never been in the office so far, so that could help me as well. Just see like how, maybe not a week, but how would a day and Wonderman's offices would look like, and I think the community would be excited as well for this. Yeah, it would be great if you could just craft a quick video overview about last week. I think it would be exciting.
Yeah, cool. A day in the life of Wonderman.
Yeah. Alrighty. Let's head up to the chat and answer a few questions. We're not gonna. I think we're gonna stay less than an hour today. If no one has any other questions, I think this would be a quick development AMA, or at least quicker than the others, because I think on the previous AMAs we stayed over our predefined period.
Mhm.
So I think we passed with a couple of minutes, 15, 20 every time. But I think this today it will be the opposite. But let's see, who knows? Maybe we're gonna have some other questions moving forward. Let's see, Shapura. Can we play this game on iOS and Android? The answer is yes. I mean, you can play this on every platform you have in mind, because the game is browser-based for now. I think we discussed about creating an app as well in our previous AMAs, but
Yeah.
this is, this is something we considered. But yeah, so far the game will be available in browser. So of course it will be playable from any other platform, not only phone, but PS5, computers, tablets, phones, and so on. So yeah, you can enjoy it from everything you have. Naruto, hey Naruto, first K NFT holder here. I read about a discussion in Telegram that the team is exploring using Dawn Network for Wonderman in the future. Is that team working? Is the team working on that? Not yet. We, as I previously mentioned over Telegram, we are considering this. This is not something that we can dive deeper right now, because we are focused on developing and finishing the final aspects of the game, and of course launching the game, because this has been a priority for us from day one. But yeah, we are having thoughts about how can we do this moving forward, and if we find a way that can that it's going to be doable, we can let everyone know, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I've looked into it and it looks quite cool. Like there's definitely cool stuff about it. Yeah, exactly like you said. We don't have the opportunity now to like deep dive into it. So that if we do deep dive into it, and we want to do it, that could delay things by who knows, like a month. So yeah. So we had a cursory look. We like it. We'll come back to it.
Yeah. Let's see, Andy. Are all creatures smart NFT?
Kind of yes and kind of no. So yeah. So there's like the things. It depends on what you kind of want it to do as a smart NFT. But there's things like about sort of changing the NFT. Yeah, and so these NFTs do change over time, right? So especially like if you got a baby and it grows up and it gets abilities unlocked, then they are smart NFT features. So yes, yeah, for the most part, yes.
Let's see, will the game be merged across the various chains to form one ecosystem, or will players be split by chain choice?
No, so they won't be split by chain choice. Yes, that'll be a merging of ecosystems.
Sorry about that. I'm still, yeah. Will people be quitting their jobs to play Wonderman full time like Axie on the last bull run?
Possibly, yeah, possibly.
Yeah, that would be exciting.
Hmm.
I think that the happiest person will be Garth, meaning he created something that can make others financially free, or right? Is this how it's called? Financial freedom? Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be. I think that would be like really nice to
Yeah.
hear that people were able to quit their jobs and start playing and become, independent of the 9 to 5.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
would be nice.
Yeah. And we've kind of built Wonderman that way, so that we have like alliances built into the platform as well. So that sort of the way that people got around the Axie thing by like, like not owning creatures, but like joining other groups to get access to creatures. Like we've kind of gotten away from that by having these alliance systems, inside the game. Like it's kind of like a community inside the game that sort of facilitates that. So yeah, so Wonderman is built to kind of allow for that for sure.
Yeah, well, you could quit your job and become a mayor of an alliance,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then become the candidate for the next elections
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. That
Or
would be fun.
there's even things around like like there's like harvesting space wheat. So we've got like things that you can kind of do in the village to like just grow crops, or it's like we're thinking about this as an ecosystem thing. So it won't just be like doing battles. It's a whole ecosystem of stuff.
Nice.
Or not to mention raising creatures. Like raising creatures, like the crate stuff. It's like some people might just want to have a whole lot of creatures they can raise, and someone else might want to, but not look after them. Someone else might want to actually look after those creatures, right? Like
You could build a kindergarten,
it's
something like that.
essentially, yeah. And it's
Yeah.
kind of good resources because someone doesn't have to have all of the different toys and sports equipment and all of the, because creatures grow better when they like get raised better when they've got like a more variation of personalities and equipment and things around them. So instead of everyone having to have like a whole lot of creatures and a whole lot of equipment, that could be like farmed to somebody else who kind of takes care of it for them. So yeah, there's heaps of stuff like that that we've included into the ecosystem.
Okay, that's good. Oh, yeah, we could consider adding this as an ad. Wonderman brings jobs to Web3.
Yeah.
Or something like this.
Yeah.
Let's see. Has Wonderman attracted attention from any major players who want to invest / partner?
Yeah, well, we do already have major investors and partners. Yeah. So yeah, we have some really big investors in Wonderman already.
Hey Miguel. Happy Sunday. Miguel says hi.
Hi.
I see, but is there a limit on how many creatures first K NFT holders can buy? I think. Yeah.
Yes.
You may have missed it. Yeah.
Yeah. So there is. Yeah. So I did want to bring up that up earlier, but yeah, I'm glad that person's asked it. So we still need to. That's the part of that sort of 4-week pavilion. Load the creatures in kind of thing. So we need to work out how many creatures we allow, like allocate for the 1K NFT holders versus the different cohorts, because we kind of have a few things that we did, right? So the 3 cohorts and that's 1K NFT things. And a part of that is kind of like, we kind of want to allocate an amount of creatures that we think is going to be right for the ecosystem ongoing, but we don't exactly know how many people will buy creatures from those cohorts. So yeah, it's a little bit of like, we'll kind of have to massage those numbers as we go. So we might do a certain release, and then depending on how many creatures get snapped up, we might allocate more at the end as well.
That's good. Alrighty. Do you guys from the chat, if you have any other questions, please feel free to let us know. I'm gonna have I have my own sheet of paper questions here gathered from the Telegram group, and we're gonna switch to this one. And in the meantime, if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask us in the YouTube chat. Let's see, how much is the total supply? How many tokens are released monthly? This has always been unclear for me. I try to provide an accurate answer over Telegram, but I'm pretty sure that since it was asked again, something was unclear. So it would be best if you could let us know about this.
Yeah, sorry, ask the question again.
How much is the total supply? How many tokens are released monthly? I mean, the total supply would be 500 million, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so it's all in the white paper, so maybe that's the best like source of truth to go back to. So we've got like a release schedule in there. So
Okay,
that's the best
this
that
is
we give. So
basically we stick to that.
yes, that's been strictly adhered to. Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
remember you were mentioning that the team did not receive the tokens because the game is not launched.
Okay, sorry.
obviously.
Yes. Okay. Good
But
point.
other
Other
than that one, this is basically going according to the roadmap, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Releasing.
So the allocations that we haven't released is, and we should probably should say, like, you can see the token supply on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap as well, right? So that's like the sort of like final.
Market cap is more accurate because it also covers Gate.io. CoinGecko, I think it takes the supply only from PancakeSwap, so they're both correct, but let's say CoinMarketCap is more accurate because it covers everything that is released to the market right now.
Yeah, so it covers more of the exchange liquidity. So there are tokens that not necessarily like, out there being traded, but there are sort of tokens that we have in reserve to provide liquidity. So besides the tokens that we have already in the market, the ones that we haven't given out have been team tokens, ecosystem tokens, staking, and play to earn. So those tokens that sort of are very much like game related, as in game and delivery related. Sorry, and advisor tokens. So yeah, anything that's like game related. So if you're like earning tokens out of the game for like winning rewards from prize pools, etc., then those tokens haven't been released because there's no prize pools yet. We haven't released staking until the game's released either. And we haven't released any team tokens because like we don't reward the team until we've delivered something. Right. So yeah.
Thank you.
But let's clarify. Let's go the other way around. So public tokens, they've all been released, and investor tokens haven't all been released yet. They are still getting released quarterly. It's like another 4 vestings roughly to go on that.
Meaning 1 year, right?
Sorry?
Meaning 1 year, right?
Yeah, roughly, yeah. But
Something.
like whatever it is in the white paper, that's exactly what it is. So
Yeah.
if it's 5 or 3, don't shoot me. But it's around that number. Yeah.
Does the play to earn start with the pinball right after launch or later with the battles? I think this was something unclear during the live gameplay, and it's good that someone asked because I didn't quite understand. So it was basically it was either we could play to earn on pinball or we could not. But I think you should clarify right now.
Yeah, cool. Okay, I'll clarify. There will be reward, like prize pools for pinball.
Oh, great. I understand vice versa. So
Okay.
it was basically, I thought this is only used for, breaking the balls and basically finding out what type of baby creature you have.
Mm-hmm.
But that's good. That's great to hear.
So the cool thing about it is like you put tokens in to breed a creature, and then you'll have your marble, and then you can run it through the pinball thing to like break it open, but you actually can win tokens back through playing that as well.
Okay.
Right. So
and this could be done like every time, or is there, or let me just rephrase this. It will only be available on a leaderboard basis, or you get the chance to win some even if you don't make it to the leaderboard?
The former. So it's all leaderboard based. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And is there going to be a specific price for inserting tokens to break the pinball balls, or just the price is something that is changing during, I don't know, maybe busy periods where people are trying to play more pinball, or, but inflation goes up, stuff like that?
Uh,
How is this
so
calculated?
so the actual playing of the pinball is free, but
Okay.
you need a creature in a marble. So yeah, so it makes sense. So you'll pay to breed. You pay tokens to breed the creature, and then you get the marble, and then the marble will actually have a different a different amount of lives. So we call them grit. So like the strength of the marble. So like once the marble falls down through the chute, that's kind of like like a hit or a crack on the marble. So it's like a life. So some marbles might have like one, others might have five. Um,
Oh,
but
okay.
but to play, if you've got that creature in a marble that you've already bred, then you can play with that. That's like your credit essentially.
Okay. Okay, thank you for clarifying. And what about the lives that the marble has? Um, how is this calculated? Because you mentioned that one can have only one, other can have fives and stuff like that.
Yeah, so that's based on the creatures that you breed together. So different creatures have different like grit strengths. So depending on which ones you breed, you'll get those different numbers.
And is there any way to find out prior to breeding, or is just something that you have to discover during testing?
Yeah, something you have to discover. Yeah, we like to keep things a bit sort of like I don't know. Yeah, I was like opaque is the word that came to mind, but not just opaque. It's kind of like it's fun to discover it. Like if we sort of say,
Yeah,
hey everyone, here's the rules. Like
of course.
it's
Yeah,
kind
and it's really exciting. Yeah, I saw that the joy in the people on the people face when they are discovering something related to a game. Like for example, I don't know what the game is called, but I just saw a clip a few days ago with someone who I think that there was a marble that you had to just swipe in a kind of way, and you were discovering something like a creature who was epic, legendary, the usual tire. And if you were swiping in some specific directions, you were getting like the best of the best, and the excitement was real. I can tell you, yeah, they were really, and I think this is gonna be the same when someone is discovering a five grit marble.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you better like if you kind of like people go through and kind of like breed a creature then start playing see the grid, they'll be able to like take those numbers and reverse engineer our spreadsheet essentially to figure out like what are the inputs to get that.
yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good. Thank you so much for clarifying. Um, Regarding the prices of the creatures, do you have something specific or something to share about this?
No, not at this stage, except that like there was like a claim or a concern earlier on that like based on the price of creatures for Axie Infinity or other titles versus like how much people gave us to to buy the tokens in those kind of early cohorts. Based on that, they're like, well, we won't even be able to buy a creature, but we're gonna that price is going to be really reduced for these early cohorts. So people will be able to get like at least one or in some cases multiple creatures if that kind of is a half answer. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so about marketing, are we gonna start the top-down marketing? So I think let's see, because there it was like bigger text. Yeah, are you gonna start the top-down marketing? Not that the one or with the organic growth you were talking about previously, but that one with calls, ads, and so on, right after public launch, or when the village/attacks battles are released. So did you understand?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's like to be determined. There was a bit of a question from someone. I can't remember where I saw it. If it was in YouTube or Telegram, but someone sort of being concerned about like what I said was like maybe be interpreted as we won't be doing marketing or something. And so to clarify, like that kind of came from somebody saying like, "Wow, this game looks awesome. Like, why don't more people know about this? Like, should you do more marketing?" So my kind of response there is like, we don't want to spend money on marketing now before people have like a funnel into the game. Because people might just like come in and go, wow, this gets exciting, this is exciting, they get interested, but then like they like lose interest in a week or something, you know. We don't want to pay for that. We want to pay for marketing once people have like a funnel into the game, so we can say, hey, like let's get their attention, and then they've got somewhere fun to go. So that's the first part. That's the first part of that kind of question. But the second part to that is you want to make sure that your funnel for players is really good, so that like people don't sort of like get partway down and then they slide out when I don't know, when the sign-on experience is bad. You know, you could have something stupid like, you know, the emails to go out to verify your email to start your account. That email server is busted. There's some stupid little tiny bug, and people are just like exiting out of your funnel earlier on. So you want to like go through some of those early stages through beta testing to make sure you've got a really good funnel, that people are coming through, like your sign-on is easy and the game is fun. At which point, like, then you can like go for marketing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so again, like, there's still a kind of decision there, because like you might sort of say, okay, we could spend money on marketing now. To your kind of question before about like when Village or Battle is there, or like if you feel really confident that you've got a really great experience and that you like, if you get people in now, like you pay money to acquire users, if they'll stick around until Village, like if you're really confident in that experience, then you can spend money now. Or if you think like, okay, let's just wait a month and get that Village experience, and we're going to get like, you know, better retention, then you might wait a month, or you might just sort of like spend a little bit of money, on marketing early and then spend more later. Like, but that's a decision that we can make later. But I mean, that's a long answer to a simple question, but like hopefully that makes it clear.
Yeah. I mean, it's as clear as the day, because it makes sense. I mean, if people were going to be excited and they're going to keep playing and keep playing and keep playing, there would be like no point in waiting to not promote this to the broader community. I mean, you know, crypto in general. But we're going to have to do some tests in order for us to identify if there are some setbacks during the initial launch or not, because it may not be, and we can just start small, like you mentioned, and we can just grow bigger and bigger in terms of marketing promotion once we release the other versions, because there were going to be more and more and exciting releases moving forward.
Yeah. And maybe like an important point here is like, we're not a project who's like pretending to make a game and we're just like trying to spend money on marketing to drive interest and speculation and drive hype. Like, you know, like I'll use the example sometimes of Nintendo. Like Nintendo don't do like any marketing for a game until it's releasing. So they basically just like drop a game. They just drop an awesome game and let the game, like, then they do marketing at that point, and then they let the game and the marketing go from there, right? So a lot of crypto projects just spend money on a game, on marketing for a game or a project that doesn't come out, and just drive speculation. Like, we're not a project who thrives or survives on price speculation. We're not going to make a great game, and then with the great game, then the token has more value and more utility. So that's our goal. Yeah.
How many players are you calculating, or I think estimating, by end of year?
That's a tough one. By end of year, that's a tough one. That's hard. That's hard to estimate. I think for our beta program, would like to have, you know, like under 1,000 would be good. You don't want to have too many for that early play. And then once the Village is launched, like you would kind of want to be like having sort of 10,000 extra players, and then for the next launch, like after that, you probably want like an extra sort of 10,000 players per month. But then again, like this thing's like, you don't want to go too high too soon. You'll kind of like scale up and make sure you can deliver to everyone, and then you want it to like ramp. So I don't know, by end of the year, it'd be nice to have 50k to 100k, but it could be, we could have 1 million players. Like if it goes, it is a good game. So if it goes really well, like it could be as high as that. So we'll see.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. Another one about marketing. Will the team do a small marketing campaign for launch to get the word out to greater crypto community? I mean, we're basically hosting the initial launch for the first NFT holders and of course some active members of the community. So basically there's no point in having or spending marketing budgets in promoting that we launch it. We launched the beta version, but it's not available for you. But we launch it. We're
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, I think it's in terms of marketing, we can discuss this over the beta period after you guys are get to test the game to see and we to hear your feedback. And I think this can be asked again then, or maybe we can let you know, or even you can actually start seeing some marketing efforts. But yeah, after
Yep.
the beta.
Yeah, great answer. And look, maybe I'll insert a little comment. Like I would be careful how I word this, but like I'm sometimes surprised that some games that get launched in the crypto community and like to the crypto community and the quality of those games is like kind of lower than like what our team is used to wanting to deliver. So I tend to take more of a cautious step in like saying, okay, like I think the game's like like I think it's this good, and I want to wait until it's like this good, and then we'll get to there later. But we'll kind of market it here. Whereas, if, for the crypto community, they tend to be a bit more accepting of like earlier content. I don't know. I'm trying to like avoid using certain words here, but like if that makes sense. Like I think if we put this beta out and the community are like, no guys, like this is awesome. You need to like open this up and start marketing the heck out of it. Like I think we should listen. Like I'll rely on you, Raz, to collect any info from the community and direct it back to me. So yeah, I'm open to going earlier if that's something the community really recommend.
Of course, yeah. Let's see. Is there a benefit to owning multiple land plots?
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. So land plots determine how many things you can put on there. So you get like a set number of like squares that you can put buildings on. So the more land plots you have, the more buildings you can have, which means the more creatures that you can have, and the more equipment that you can have. And creatures also like kind of get happy when they've got a bit of space and have other creatures around them. But if they're too jam packed, then they actually like kind of like it sort of caps out. So they need a certain amount of land around them before they to have like maximum happiness. Yeah,
makes sense. Yeah, I mean, just like in real life, owning multiple land plots counts, and it's always good to own them.
Yep.
Let's see, Crypto Chris, is the launch date already known? Not really, but we have an estimate, which is 6 weeks from now. And this is as specific as we can be right now. But it is pretty specific, yeah. So let's see, how will the marketing plan look, and when will it start? I think kind of the same question. But if you have anything else to add here.
No, I think our previous answer was pretty good. Like, as in the 2 or 3 marketing questions ago. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. In this case, I think we're all set for today. If there are no other questions, guys, I think we can end this. I'm sorry, sooner, which is unexpected.
It's a nice change. Look, I think it makes sense. Like earlier on, we had a lot to talk about in terms of how, like all the stuff that we'd kind of been making, and then we had a big sort of shift into like exploring the creation of creatures as babies, and then the village. There was a whole lot of like stuff. Whereas now we've talked about that, and now we're doing this like this kind of rebuild and clean up. So like it makes sense for it to be a bit shorter.
Alrighty then. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. It was a pleasure answering your questions. Garth, again, thank you for taking your time. I think it's what's the time there? It's about 11.
Nearly 11 p.m. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. it's really I really appreciate it because I know it's not a good time for you to stay until later,
Usually it's fine.
especially being Sunday, and especially wanting to spend time with your daughter. But yeah, it's great that you joined, and it was a pleasure chatting with you again.
Yep.
But
Likewise,
yeah,
thank you.
see you. Thank you. See you next time. Or if we have some other updates, I'm gonna make sure you guys find out on our Telegram group, on our Discord as well. And yeah, keep up the good work, and see you next time.
Cool. See you, Raz. Thank you for joining and hosting as well on your weekend too.
Thanks, Garth. Have a
Cool.
good one.
All right. See ya.
Bye.